Hi, what's going on, y'all? OJ back here with another video. Today, we're going to be start recapping all of the events that happened throughout 2025. I'm going to be making a bunch of recap videos throughout December, knockouts of the year, submissions of the year, all that stuff, starting from today. And we're going to be talking about the greatest career resurgences we had in 2025. You know, a lot of these guys we looked at going into 2025 as potential frauds, all right, or someone that is going to be washed and potentially out of the UFC. What we got instead is a career resurgence for all of the guys I'm about to talk about. Nobody had any faith in these following fighters making any sort of comeback in their careers, but they have been able to defy the odds and honestly just make a great run for themselves. So I'm going to be talking about 10 fighters who started off 2025 not the best and coming in with like a lot of questions in their game, but by the end of 2025 they're looking great, better than ever, and possibly future world champions in the making. So without wasting any more time, let's jump right into the video. Okay, so for number 10, I got Johnny Walker. Now, if you had told me at the end of 2024 slash the beginning of 2025 that Johnny Walker would be a ranked fighter in the light heavyweight division, I would have called you insane. Because Johnny Walker in 2024 got hooked by Magomed Ankalaev, got torched by Volkan Oezdemir in the first round. Basically, whatever was left of Johnny Walker's chin has been completely obliterated, and I just saw no possible way for Johnny Walker to ever win a fight. But then he got matched up against Zhang Ming Yang, all right, China's future light heavyweight hope, and he came in as a plus 400 underdog, rightfully so, because why would you pick Johnny Walker to beat Zhang Ming Yang in China? But what happened instead was Johnny Walker putting a half kick masterclass, exposing Zhang Mingyang's lack of leg kick defense, and Johnny Walker proceeded to get the dub. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Like, it again, how would you ever pick Johnny Walker to beat Zhang Mingyang? I don't know. It's practically impossible. But Johnny Walker somehow made it possible by fraud checking Zhang Mingyang. Now, to be fair, there were a lot of questions regarding Zhang Mingyang and the rest of his game because all he did was get first round knockouts. And there were questions as to, oh, what if this fight goes past the first round? What happens when he's not able to find the boxing combinations right off the bat? Johnny Walker answered those questions and brutally slept out Jiang Mingyang in the third round. Moving on, we got Kamaru Usman. I mean, this guy, he hasn't fought since 2023. He hasn't won a fight since 2021, and that was against bummy ass Colby Covington. And not gonna lie, I thought that Joaquin Buckley was going to sleep Kamaru Usman when this fight was booked. But Kamaru Usman put on a crafty vet performance against Joaquin Buckley, smudging him against the canvas for 4 rounds. Now, the fifth round was a little bit hairy, and I don't not think that Kamaru Usman's in his prime. However, Usman has proven that he still can hang at the top of the welterweight division, even though he's been quite delusional as of recently, talking about how he deserves the next title shot. Which, let's be honest, you're not getting the next title shot, Kamaru Usman. But still, though, the fact that he beat Joaquin Buckley, it was quite a shocker, and it honestly revived whatever was left in Kamaru Usman's career. And honestly, I can now see him beating some of the top guys in the welterweight division, depending on the stylistic matchups. Do I think he's ever going to get back to the belt? No. But Kamaru Usman, he's proven that Unk still got it. You know, the wobblestone, cobblestone knees aren't exactly destroyed yet. And Usman, for once, actually beat someone who was like on a very long win streak and someone that we all thought that was gonna knock him out in like the first 3 rounds. So shout out to Kamaru Usman for reviving his career and beating Joaquin Buckley in 2025. Up next, we got Manuel Torres. Now, Manuel Torres, for the most part, has been winning in the UFC, but he got chinned by Ignacio Bahamondes in 2024 because Bahamondes was able to find the counter right over the top and it kind of exposed Manuel Torres' lack of defense. And there were some questions regarding Manuel Torres' chin, and it was like, can he be a ranked fighter if Ignacio Bahamondes is knocking him out that easily in the second round? There's a lot of questions like that. But Manuel Torres was able to knock out Drew Dober and then knock out Grant Dawson in 2025. And even though I picked Manuel Torres to beat both of those guys, it's still kind of a shocker because most people picked Grant Dawson to beat Manuel Torres. And now Manuel Torres is higher ranked than Ignacio Bahamondes. So Manuel Torres, even though you won't think that he was at like a downward slope, because he got knocked out and there were some questions regarding the durability and the defense and all that, Manuel Torres was able to come back and steamroll like two guys that were all pretty good. One guy was like borderline top 10 in the lightweight rankings. So Manuel Torres, he's back. He's looking to get back in on track after he lost to Ignacio Bahamondes. And he's looking more dangerous than ever because he's a lot more patient now. And I can see him actually making a run to the top of the lightweight division. Moving on, we got Alex Pereira. Now, I'm kind of cheating on this one because Alex Pereira in 2024 came off a lot of momentum. You know, the two wins against Yuri Prohaska, the win against Jamal Hill, the win against Khalil Roundtree. Like, Alex Pereira was coming in with a lot of momentum, but in March of 2025, Magomed Ankalaev put that momentum to a halt by winning a 48-47 boring decision. And not gonna lie, I thought he was done after that. I thought that Magomed Ankalaev was clearly the better fighter. Even if they rematched, I thought that Ankalaev was gonna show out to be a better version. He could probably get mixed into takedowns, so he'll probably find more shots to potentially drop Alex Pereira. I had no faith in Alex Pereira, and I'm pretty sure 90% of you watching this video had zero faith in Alex Pereira getting the belt back. But he was able to get the belt back against Magomed Ankalaev via round one knockout. That in itself was sensational. Alex Pereira came in as a huge underdog, which you don't really see in his career, and was able to defy the age 37 curse, where UFC champions most likely wouldn't get the belt back. But Alex Pereira was able to defy the odds and become the light heavyweight champion once more. All right, now up next we got Pilter Yan. Now, Pilter Yan, I'm gonna say, like Alex Pereira, he wasn't coming off bad momentum in 2024. If anything, he was coming off two wins. You know, he beat Song Yudong, he beat Davidson Figueiredo. Peter Yan, he was looking like a formidable contender in the bantamweight division. But it's the fact that he was able to beat Marcus McGee to get a title shot against Merab Dvalishvili, who, let's be honest, nobody picked Piotr Yan to beat Merab Dvalishvili. Yet Piotr Yan came in and dominated Merab Dvalishvili to end off the pay-per-views in 2025. And honestly, I thought that was super impressive. I never thought I would see the day where Piotr Yan gets the belt back. I thought that Merab was going to ransack Piotr Yan in the rematch. You know, Merab, how can you doubt him? Like, the guy was on a 14 fight unbeaten streak. I mean, he beat Umar Nurmagomedov, Sean O'Malley, and by submitting him, and then had a very fun scrap with Corey Sandhagen where he was almost able to put him away on the feet. I did not think of a chance for Peter Yan to win this fight, but Pilter Yan was making one of the greatest comeback stories ever and schooled Merab Dvalishvili in mixed martial arts. So for that reason, I'm gonna include him on this list, even though he was still on a good momentum in 2024. Moving on, we got Alexander Volkanovski. There were a lot of questions regarding Volkanovski as to where he's at in his career. I mean, the guy got chinned by Islam Makhachev and Ilya Taporia last year. He also had to fight a dangerous power puncher in Lopez. And even though nobody really thought that Lopez was the better technical fighter, there were a lot of worries regarding Alexander Volkanovski, his confidence, his chin, his durability. Like, how is he going to look like after a year layoff from getting knocked out by Ilya Taporia? Turns out Volkanovski still got it because he put on a 49-46 masterclass to get back the featherweight belt. Most Volkanovski fans gave up and like they didn't know whether or not Volkanovski still got it or not. But Volkanovski, like the crafty vet he is, was able to school Diego Lopez on the feet. And honestly, even though I picked Diego Lopez to win this fight, to see Volkanovski win back the belt, it was a little bit touching. So Alexander Volkanovski didn't come off the best momentum in 2024, but ended as the featherweight champion of the UFC in 2025. Up next on our list, we got Edmund Shabazian. I mean, the guy, he was basically a one win, one loss fighter throughout 2023 and 2024. He got mauled by Fluffy Hernandez, got submitted by GM3, and there were a lot of questions regarding Edmund Shabazian, like how much longer is he going to be in the UFC. Like, he's basically just a win one, lose one fighter at this point. But now, Edmund Shabazian's on a 3-fight win streak, albeit not against the best levels of competition. Andre Muniz, Andre Petrosky, and Dylan Budka. But still, though, I didn't think I would see Edmund Shabazian go on a 3-fight win streak in 2025. Because when has Edmund Shabazian done that over the last couple of years? But regardless, Edmund Shabazian started off 2024 losing to GM3, which in hindsight isn't the best look. But now he's coming off a 3-fight win streak and is looking like a solid contender in the middleweight division that can prove to get back into the middleweight rankings. Moving on, we got Mikhail Olasechik. I put him on my number 3 spot, and the reason is his 2024 was arguably one of the worst. I mean, he got folded up by Michel Pereira. He then got his arm snapped by Kevin Holland. He then got pieced up by Sharon Magomedov. And if he had lost one more fight, he was probably going to get cut. But now, Mikhail Olasechik, he's on a 2-fight win streak, beating Cedricus Dumas. Not the best win, but still, he beat Cedricus Dumas in the first round with relative ease. And then he beat GM3. You could say that GM3 was old, but still, there were questions regarding Mikhail Olasechik's grappling, and it seems like Mikhail Olasechik has improved after joining the Fighting Nerds. So shout out to Mikhail Olasechik. Your 2024 wasn't all that great, but I'm glad to see you come back on a 2-fight win streak in 2025. Moving on, we got Yuri Prohaska. I put him at number 2 on my list. Yuri Prohaska, there were a lot of questions regarding his durability after Alex Pereira chinned him twice in 2024. And he was fighting another dangerous power puncher, Jamal Hill. Even though Jamal Hill doesn't have Alex Pereira level of knockout power, Jamal Hill is pretty dangerous. But what happened instead was Yuri Prohaska going to war with Jamal Hill and then finishing him off in the 3rd round. And then he came back against Khalil Roundtree later this year, and he was getting cooked early on, but in the 3rd round, he amounted one of the greatest comeback victories I've ever seen in any single MMA fight. I mean, he was getting torched by Khalil Roundtree for the first 2 rounds. He looked like he didn't even know what he was doing. But in the 3rd round, Yuri Prohaska just marched in, marauded forward, and took it to Khalil Roundtree in order to beat the crap out of him. And now Yuri Prohaska is vying for a title shot in the light heavyweight division. I didn't think I would see it. I thought Alex Burrow completely cooked him, but it turns out Alex Burrows just got different levels of power. And Yuri Prohaska, he's still that guy. And he's still dangerous against any light heavyweight in the UFC. Last but not least, we got Benoit Saint-Denis. I award Benoit Saint-Denis as the comeback fighter of 2025. I mean, let's just take a look at Benoit Saint-Denis 2024. He got knocked out by Dustin Poirier. Then he got butchered by Renato Moicano. And there were a lot of questions regarding Benoit Saint-Denis and being a ranked contender because why are you getting butchered by Renato Moicano? And even in the middle of 2025, like there were like a lot of doubts regarding BSD and his abilities to win fights because he looked awful against Kyle Prepelic. Like Kyle Prepelic was kind of outstriking BSD before BSD decided to ragdoll him and submit him in the second round. But then BSD went out and fraud checked Mauricio Rufy. It tore my heart. I did love Mauricio Rufy. And to see Mauricio Rufy get done like that, it was kind of devastating to me as a Fighting Nerds fan. And then he KO'd Beneil Dariush to now be the number 8 contender of the lightweight division. I thought that BSD was completely cooked. I'm pretty sure everybody except Lucas Tracy thought that BSD was a bum. But here's BSD now on a 3-fight win streak, looking for a potential title elimination bout with Dan Hooker if he wins. And I could see Benoit Saint-Denis being a legitimate title challenger in future years to come. Benoit Saint-Denis has turned the narrative and became the comeback fighter of 2025. All right, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to like and subscribe so we can monetize this channel. Other than that, though, leave any suggestions for any other video ideas. Outside of that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.